I started watching TV. As I don't have Wi-Fi in my house, I use data, and that runs out real quick if you hotspot your laptop to watch Netflix, for example. So I've just been on the TV grind, watching movies on TV, and every day I try at least once a day to watch the news. And it's nice actually, in hope to improve my Italian listening skills and vocab. I noticed up until a month ago, the only thing that would be on the news would be about coronavirus. No surprises there. But before it was fully about the health part and how many deaths, how many infected, and all the statistics for every region. It's still like that, but for the second part of the news, now it's definitely leaning towards the economic side of it. So like how this is basically going to destroy the Italian economy, just like the economy of every country probably. And one of the problems that's been discussed about lately is the mafia trying to take advantage of the situation and eventually take control of the economy. And they're doing this by even like simple things like illegally importing masks that Italy is really in need of at the moment from China, or things like giving out food, just free food to the people that need it in their towns, doing all of these nice things and playing the good guys. A guy on the news said the mafia does nothing out of goodwill without something in return. If they're gonna deal with loans and money, they're gonna hit with that and things don't go as planned for them, and it's a disaster. They're doing this right now to earn the trust of people, so then they would start supporting the mafia, probably because they're not gonna have a choice rather than the government, which is pretty scary. One thing that I found nice and it made me happy is how all the different industries and brands are trying to help out in this situation. As many of you probably heard, like Ferrari stopped making their fire-ass cars to make respiratory machines. Perfume brands like Ramazzotti and Bulgari are now making gel hand sanitizers. Armani and Calcedonia are sewing doctor gowns, is that what you call them? Those gowns that like nurses have to wear. Gucci and Prada are sewing masks by hand. And this company, I guess, called Beretta, that usually makes guns, stopped the gun making and turned it into the making of those valves that are put in those complex masks. It's a pretty emotional thing. Also lately, what's been entertaining me is seeing how angry the city mayors get, or used to get, to try and tell the citizens to stay at home.
Mi arrivano notizie che qualcuno vorrebbe preparare la festa di laurea. Mandiamo i carabinieri, ma li mandiamo con i lanciafiamme.
Allora mi rivolgo a voi, ma dove cazzo andate? Dove andate con questi cani che hanno la prostata infiammata?
E voi, non è previsto il ping pong, non potete giocare a ping pong, andiamo alla PlayStation. Siccome io sono il sindaco di questa città, in questa città il decreto lo faccio rispettare io. Quindi, se ne deve andare a casa adesso, non voglio le scuse. Non si può stare in mezzo alla strada, come ve lo devo spiegare? Non si può stare.
Ho incontrato un nostro concittadino che amabilmente faceva la corsetta su e giù per la strada, accompagnato da un cane visibilmente stremato. L'ho fermato e gli ho detto: guarda che questo non è un film, tu non sei Will Smith in Io sono leggenda, quindi passa pa' casa.
Ste cazzo di parrucchiere che vanno in casa a aggiustare i capelli e le febbre, a che cazzo servono? Cioè, ma l'avete capito che utavuto chiudono? Chi cazzo ti dà vedere per sti capelli aggiustati in utavuto? Perché se una viene in casa tua, ed è venuta in casa mia, è venuta in casa di un'altra a fare i capelli a un'altra, ma lei capite che ti potete portare o posto dalla LAC, ti porto o virus corona, quel che te ne dico se in capo così, o non hai capito?
The most famous one is the mayor of Messina, which is a city in Sicily.
Ma ve lo dico chiaramente, domani vi becco, domani, non pensiate tra anni, domani vi becco 1-1.
And this guy made it worldwide. Like, even in Japan, news mentioned him. What this guy is basically going to do now is putting like a phone or something, maybe not a phone, on a drone. That thing is just going to shout out a recording of his voice saying, "Stay the f home," to its citizens. Like, so extreme. Can Venice do that with our little winged lion on our mouths? So every day of the week after the news is always a show or talk show that's very popular in Italy. They basically clown Italian politicians or just things that the Italian government is supposed to do for its citizens or for its towns and regions that ended up not being very successful. Mostly things like promising to support some projects or some programs financially and not ending up being able to do so. Or even little companies that basically fool people. They just surprise them and expose them in front of the whole audience, in front of TV. One thing that I just realized is that it always starts with basically a strip show. Something I thought that was completely normal, and as a child I even wanted to be on the screen like that, like many other little girls probably at the moment. But then from a non-Italian perspective that's like not really used to this anymore, I find it strange, hilarious. This program talking about injustice in Italy and fighting for it.